Pero eto na nga, di ba? So, contempt, sinight in contempt.
Hindi lang si Mayor Alice Guo, no? Pati yung family members niya, si Wen Yilin, yung mga ibang Guo, pati na rin mga incorporators and board members ng Lucky South 99.
Pero kung tutuusin mo, Tita Pao, medyo matagal-tagal na rin dapat yung sinasabi, kakasuhan siya, maaring ganun. Yung iba-ibang mga government departments, maraming tinithreaten pero hindi pa. Parang malapit ng kasuhan ng ganyan, malapit ng kasuhan ng ganyan, etc. etc. Pero puro, alam mo yun, nakaumang lang.
Totoo. Totoo yan.
Pero alam natin na since merong arrest order ngayon kasi cited in contempt, alam naman natin na sa Pilipinas, yung mga ganyan, nakuhuli agad.
Nahuhuli agad.
Di ba?
Oo.
I'm being sarcastic.
In case it wasn't obvious.
Yes.
Ayun.
Example number 1, Exhibit A. Stop na nga tayo.
Stop na. Pero ito... Ano?
Wala.
Ito si Mayor Alice Guo, di ba, hindi nga umattend ulit today. Sabi niya, wala raw din kasing gustong mag-issue ng medical certificate sa kanya. Walang doktor ang gusto mag-issue ng medical certificate. Kaya sabi ni Senator Risa, di ba, parang hindi naman pwede yun. And I think nag-offer pa si Senator Chis ng, dito ka sa in-house doctor ng Senate. Pero hindi rin naman siya nagpa-check.
Hindi na palalabasin. Alam naman natin ang mga nangyayari, di ba? Kasi alam mo, kung kahit ako si Alice Guo, papakita ba ako, dutin ka lang naman. Everything you need to know about the POGO issues in relation to legislation, nasabi na ng lahat bakit kailangan pa siya. Malamang yan ang sinasabi ng abogado. Pero, totoo ba? Na kakasuhan daw yung ibang mga guwapings.
Guwapings?
Guwapings. Anyway, wala pong kinalaman yan. Nagpapag-good vibes lang po kami. Pero tuloy pa rin as we speak ang hearing sa Senado.
Okay, pero dito muna tayo sa ating delight of the day. Alam natin mainitin itong mga topic ngayon, no? Pero ito, pampasaya naman ng onte. Ang ating delight is kakanin platter. Okay, so meron po tayong kutsinta, meron tayong suman sa lihiya na galing Batangas, at suman sa Antala na Bulacan delight naman.
Ngayon ko lang narinig suman sa Antala. Ang Antala, di ba ibig sabihin parang late? Ganon?
Antala, oo.
Ano ibig sabihin nun? Bakit kaya suman sa Antala pero galing siyang Bulacan?
Bulacan.
Okay, buksan natin kung ano itsura ng suman sa Antala. O baka yung Antala ay lugar?
Baka.
Wala akong alam na...
Ang sabi ng boss natin, ito medyo matamis-tamis yung Antala. Yung sa lihiya, wala daw lasa ng onte, kaya kailangan mo pa itong latik. Pero ang kutsinta naman, syempre, classic yan. Yan, kakainin ko yan. Yung
lihiya, walang lasa in itself, kaya kailangan mo ng sauce. Parang yung lomi pala.
Kailangan ba ng ano nun?
Kailangan lagyan ng toyo para magkalasa.
Oo,
diba?
Totoo.
Ito ba? May lasa ba ito? Baka ito yung classic suman na kailangan pong lagyan ng sugar para magkalasa.
Ito naman, usually ang kutsinta, may niyog, di ba? Kamusta?
Kailangan din ng sauce.
Kailangan. Pero matamis siya.
Matamis ng konti. I think may konting linga.
Okay.
Sesame seeds.
Kailangan pa ng sauce.
Sigurado ka bang ba't may sauce ang kutsinta?
Ito yung kasami.
Alam ko, nyug yan. Yan yung nyug.
Nyug talaga, oo. Pero ito yung pinadala, ito yung pinartner. And I guess this is caramel sauce, ano? Masarap din naman. I think pinapartner din naman talaga yung... diba?
2 weeks ago, nagpabili ako ng... Naglalako ng kutsinta sa kalye. May option na pala ngayon na kutsinta na regular at kutsinta na may caramel. Sorry, ang term na ginamit ay yema.
Yema, sorry hindi pala siya caramel. Yema siya, yema to. So, sarap.
More or less same ano naman siya. Same banana.
Ang caramel kasi parang mas matamis Ito parang sakto lang yung yema na...
Akala mo lang yan.
Akala ko lang.
Pero ibig sabihin, tumataas na yung sugar mo.
Huwag naman.
Oo. Pero ako, nagulat ako na, pwede rin pala yung may yema. May caramel.
Masarap siya. Try mo itong isa.
Smile tayo, no?
Oo. Okay naman.
Baka pa-sponsoran tayo ng Gaok Clinic. Pero mas, alam mo, iba yung nagagawa ng nyog. Grated coconut. Ang problema lang, ang grated coconut, lalo na sa weather na to, nakaw, madaling mapanis.
Ay, oo.
Correct?
Oo nga. Mga ilang oras lang dapat kainin mo na yun, no?
Okay, ang suman sa lihiya naman. Ang lihiya ba ay may kinalaman sa Laia, Batangas? Yung may mga
Lihiya.
beach.
Hindi, baka check natin yan, no? Kasi nga galing Batangas itong lihiya.
Opo. Alam natin, ano? Dahil ang cuisine ng Pinoy ay nakadepende sa mga resources available. Bigas. Bale, ito gawa sa bigas. Ang kutsinta ba?
Ang kutsinta, ano nga ba ang pinaka-ingredient ng kutsinta?
Basta alam natin, pag naparami ang kain mo ng kanin, ang tunay na lalaki,
Oo.
walang abs.
Oo.
Sabi ni Willie Rebellion.
Pag may abs,
Hindi pala. Ang tunay, pag may abs,
walang pera daw.
walang pera ngayong labs.
Sige. With that, let's check out some stories on social media. Unahin na po natin dito sa Philippine Star. Pinoys are among those with highest positive experiences according to a recent Gallup poll.
Ano kaya ang positive experiences para sa Pinoy?
Oo nga no? Totoo yan. Kasi dito sa article, medyo vague, no? Hindi masyadong dinitil ano exactly yung positive experiences, pati ano yung kasama dyan sa poll na yan, kung paano nga ba minimeasure yung positive experiences. Pero at least, nag-top tayong mga Pinoy dito, kasama tayo sa top 10.
Wait, tinitingnan ko sino yung sponsor nito eh. Kasi normally yung mga ganitong mga headlines, may nagsusponsor niyan eh.
Parang wala dito. So, Global Emotions, ito, 82% of Filipino respondents experience positive emotions.
Baka parang pareho lang to nung mataas ang reading, ang rate ng ang literacy rate ng Pinas kasi marami raw nagbabasa. Siyempre, pag tinanong nila Pinoy, nagbabasa ka ba? Oo. Wala namang patunay.
Oo. So, ang nag-top ng list actually is Paraguay and Panama. So, mga South American countries, may Guatemala, Mexico. Pero pasok tayo, mga Southeast Asian countries yan, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand. Okay, so positive experiences. Curious ako, ano nga talaga yun?
Sa Thailand, malapit na ulit na ma-delegalize ang marijuana.
Delegalize?
Kasi ngayon, hanggang October na lang daw yata.
Okay.
Opo, kasi hindi ko lang kung bakit ibaban. Marami ng mga shops daw sa Bangkok. Pero so Panama, Guatemala, medyo Central American countries. At ang sabi daw, yung mga sumusubok tumawid sa border papasok ng US ay hindi daw Mexicans. Alam mo ba yun? Karamihan daw sa kanila ay Guatemalans.
Okay.
At Panamanians.
Okay. So hindi pala mga...
Pero by way of Mexico.
Oo, kasi yun nga yung border nila.
Ayan. At ang mga Espanyol-speaking na countries na ito, may kinalaman sa isang item natin. Maya-maya lamang pag-uusapan natin yan.
Sige, moving on to our next story on social media. Ito naman on the Washington Post. The Middleton Public Library in Wisconsin, USA is waiving fees for damaged books in exchange for pets and baby photos.
Yan. Ano kaya ang gagawin nila sa pets and baby photos ninyo?
Ito, sabi nga ng Washington Post, na marami silang books na nakukuha na pag nire-return, may kagat ng aso, or yung isang page siguro napunit. And instead of asking for damage fees, charges, wini-waive na nila yon. But the condition is, ipadala nila yung picture nung aso o nung pusa.
Ang kailangan ba ay may picture nung pusa at aso mo na sinisira niya, destroying the page or the book?
Siguro hindi naman O sometimes child pa nga daw. Naku, baby. So, ayan, happy news din naman yan, I guess they just want to collect photos ng mga pets na it happens, accidents happen.
Or ultimate cry of desperation na ba ito dahil wala nang nagpupunta sa mga library ngayon? Tita Pao.
Ganun ba? Oo nga, nakakalungkot nga mga library natin, wala nang masyadong pumupunta.
Iyo bang yung iyong aw-aw, yung doggy mo na Snoopy.
Yes, Beagle.
Beagle ay mahilig bangain ng mga papel, items, etc.
Oo, lalo na nung puppy siya. I'm sure maraming nakaka-relate. Pag puppy, mga 6 months, yan, naku, talagang nagngangat-ngat sila talaga ng furniture, sofa, dining table, mga sapatos. Marami na lang siyang nasira. Mga earphones.
Earphones? Diyos ko. Buti na lang.
Yung sa'yo, yung mga babies mo, Lasa Apso.
May mga edad na kasi yung mga yun eh.
So hindi na sila masyadong...
Wala na sila mga ngipin.
Ayun.
Nasisira na. O kumbaga, ako. O kawawa
palang
sila.
ngipin.
O pero ang gandang idea nga ito, no?
O pati nagiging valid dyan yung my dog ate my homework. Na
Literal.
excuse. Oo, literal.
Oo. Pero, iba yung sa pets, iba yung sa kids eh. Yung sa kids, ito posible ito baka naman, paglaki ng anak ninyo,
Oo.
baka sinuspoil to mga to. Pagdating ng araw, di ba?
O baka naman accident lang din, di ba? Na-drawingan nila yung libro or rough playing, napunit.
Depende.
Oo.
Kung hindi naman coloring book yun,
Hindi, marami pa ring bata. Nakita ko nga mga bag. Minsan, yung iba nasira na, mahal na bag kasi drinowingan ng bata, pinaintingan.
anong kaibahan sa ginagawa ni Heart Evangelista dyan?
Oo nga naman, art siya eh.
Mamimigay ng mamahaling mga libro, mga Hermes, tapos dodrawingan niya.
Oo, di ba? O, naging art yun. Malaking kinikita ni Heart dun,
Talaga.
Magaling din si Heart. Okay, moving on to our next story on CNN.com. Barcelona, anti-tourism protesters fire water pistols at visitors.
Oy! Hindi ba dapat sa San Juan yung ginagawa yan?
Tama, no? Dapat may Wata-Wata
Wata-Wata.
Festival din itong Barcelona. Pero ito nga, yung mga locals, naiinis na daw sa mga tourists kasi masyadong marami. Pati when they're there in Spain, hindi naman daw nakikinabang din yung mga locals.
Hello?
Oo.
Hindi
Oo.
Ang 14% daw ng ekonomiya ng Spain, which malaki ang considering ang Barcelona, hindi ganun kalaking populasyon. Nagtitrickle down yan. Umiikot ang perang pinapasok ng turismo. Ang issue nito mga to, Tita Pao, ay sobrang nagmamahal daw ang real estate. Opo, nahirap na yung mga locals bumili ng kanilang mga ng mga bahay-bahay. At yung renta daw talagang skyrocketing. Kasi naman in terms of tourism attraction, palaki ng palaki every year. Ang mga parami yung bilang ng mga bisita sa Barcelona.
Ayun.
Last year nga raw 83 million. Last year lang ito. My God.
Ayan, tignan natin yung extent talaga nitong issues or struggles nila with tourism in this report from CNN.
Thousands hit the streets to protest mass tourism in Barcelona, Reuters reports. Some protesters even squirted water at unsuspecting tourists sat at nearby restaurants. An increase in short-term rentals has driven up rent prices by 68% in the past 10 years, says the city's mayor, Jaume Colboni.
The last years, the city has turned completely for tourists, and what we want is a city for citizens and not in service of tourists.
Despite the economic tourism benefits, Colboni has announced a plan to stop apartment rentals to tourists by 2028.
Mantengan un turismo sostenible que permita también vivir la gente que pueda vivir del turismo, pero que permita un turismo sostenible que no impida que los vecinos hagan su vida normal en los barrios.
Ayan. Tita Pao, kasi ang Barcelona, unique daw as a tourist destination kasi may kakaiba siyang kultura. Halimbawa, at yung Sagrada Familia na...
It's being under construction siya ngayon, di ba? Until now? Or okay
Until
na ba? Tapos na ba siya?
Hindi yata matatapos talaga yun. Okay. Pero yung Anton Gaudi na arkitekto, no? At Catalan na kultura. At merong 4.5 kilometers stretch daw ng beach. Na totoo lang mas maganda pa rin yung sa atin. Pero yun kasi, so urban areas, art, dining, etc., nando na sa iisang lugar.
Okay.
So kaya talagang parami at yung area na Las Ramblas na tinatawag. Doon daw tumatambay yung mga... Pero sa akin, unfair naman. Kung may problema sila, huwag yung turista pag-initan ninyo. Pag-initan ninyo, gobyerno ninyo.
Yes.
Diba?
Kasi ito nga, nakita natin mga water gun. Yung mga turista na mismo yung binabasa. Ang reasoning, yung nga sabi mo, they increase prices and they put pressure on public services.
Kung ikaw ang turista nandyan, tapos binabasa ka, anong gagawin mo?
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi fair yun sa turista kasi alam mo, Itong mga turista to, nag-iipon yan every year
To
para...
have a good experience
Oo.
to take a vacation.
Itong mga to ba, pag nagpupunta ng New York, may issues sila? Wala naman. So, isipin mo kung mga kano sa New York ang gumawa na. Tingnan natin. Pero kasi, maaring indikasyon lang ito ng mas malalim pang issue. Kasi, kung naalala ninyo, couple of years back, ang Barcelona, part ng Catalan region kasi, nagkaroon sila ng referendum at medyo sabihin natin, hindi masyadong naging smooth yung ending.
Okay.
Kasi sinasabi ng mga nasa area to, hindi sila Spanyol. They are Catalan. Ang mga Catalan, may sarili silang kultura, wika, etc. etc. Kaya nga, yung mga humihirit ng, bakit nung pumunta naman kayo nagbakasyon, halimbawa sa mga Incas, sa mga Maya, sa South America, wala namang umangal. Ganyan. Magkaiba po yun. Sabihin nila, hindi kami Espanyol. The same way na yung mga Basque, sinasabi, hindi sila Espanyol. Mga taga-Grenada ay mga, noon daw, mga Moors, sila ay mga Muslim. May kanya-kanyang kultura. 17 yata or 14 in autonomous regions ang meron ng Spain. At kasama rin tayo dyan.
Kasama syempre ang Pilipinas.
In spirit. Subukan nyo pumunta dito, itong mga taga-Barcelona na ito.
Actually, we have comments on this story. Tignan natin.
Okay.
Ito. So, the irony of the Spaniards feeling like they are being invaded. Daming likes ng comment, no? In other news, New York is full of Spanish tourists.
Pero baka Spanish-speaking, iba yun. At hindi mga turista yung mga yun. At mga taga-Bronx yun sila. At Hell's Kitchen next.
May clown emoji pa. Ito naman, not the biggest colonizers of the Americas telling tourists to go home.
Ano yung mafo?
Laughing my toot-toot. Yan.
Train?
Sige, train na lang.
Laughing my R's off?
Basta laughing my blank off. Okay.
Meron pa dyan. Ano ba yung next? May kinalaman dito, isa sa Mexico. Sounds like an issue to take up with. Ito, medyo seryoso mga comments. Don't tourists help the economy? Ayan. At ano pa next?
So, misplaced aggression also, no?
Remember the time, colonists have the world? Okay. I wish the Mayan and the Aztec civilization had water guns at that time when Spanish arrived. Alam mo, kahit may water guns sila, walang water doon sa taas. No.
Ayan. So, when colonialism trauma comes back around, see what it feels like for us too. Karma is beautiful.
Pero interesting to ang huling comment, Tita Pao. People who make fun of others for never leaving where they are and they're being uncultured, but when they say tourism is ruining cities, double-edged sword. So ano bang mabisang paraan para ma-off ang mga turista? Una, sa airport pa lang maglagay kayo ng mga daga at mga ipis. Pag hindi bumalik yung mga yan, ewang ko na lang.
Sa atin may daga. Di ba meron?
Pero nakakapigil ba yon sa influx sa mga turista?
Sana na-address na yung daga, no? Pati yung infestation ng ipis. Kasi medyo
paano yan? Sa Paris naman, nako. Buti na lang yung mga right-wingers ay hindi masyadong... Hindi sila nag-take over the government kasi nag-coalesce ang mga centrist tsaka center-left para talunin ang mga far-rightists. Kaya mabuhay ang immigrants at immigration.
All right, let's move on to sports naman. Gilas Pilipinas is back home from Latvia after their campaign in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. That and more stories from News 5 correspondent Ian Suyu.
Puspusan na ang training ng nag-iisang rower ng Team Pilipinas sa Paris Olympics na si Giovanni Delgaco. Nasa Luxembourg na ang Pinay Olympian para sumabak sa training kasama ang local training club doon. Sumali siya sa isang event kung saan itinanghal siya bilang fastest female participant. 2 linggo bago ang Olympics, ni-reveal na rin ang schedules ng laban ng ating mga pambato. Buena manong sasabak para sa Team Pilipinas si EJ Obiena. Lalaban sa qualification round ang world number 2 pole vaulter sa August 3 sa Stade de France. Sa August 4 naman, lalaban sina Lauren Hoffman at Jan Cabang Tolentino ng mga representative ng bansa sa hurdles. All smiles naman ang dumating sa Ninoy Aquino International Airport kaninang madaling araw ang Gilas Pilipinas matapos ang kanilang impressive at historic run sa FIBA Olympic qualifiers sa Latvia. Kahit hindi nakapasok sa Paris Olympics, proud si Coach Tim Cone sa naging performance nila, lalo na't naipakita ng koponan na may ibubuga tayo laban sa mga bigating teams.
After we won our first game and got to the semis, we felt we had a really good chance. Sayang we lost Kai, and but the takeaway, I guess, is that we know we can play with these strong European teams, and we feel we have a lot of room to still get better.
Matatanda ang ginulat ng gilas ang mundo nang talunin nila ang world number 6 na Latvia sa first game ng OQT. Pinahirapan din ng gilas ang Georgia bago sila nilaglag ng Brazil sa semifinals.
Bagamat bigong makuha ang tiket para sa Paris Olympics, hindi maikakailang maraming napahangang fans ang Gilas Pilipinas abroad. At para sa koponan, mas marami pa silang gugulating mga basketball giants sa mga susunod nilang torneo. Aminado ang koponan na malaking kawalan si Kai Sotto dahil hindi siya nakalaro sa semis dahil sa pananakit ng ribs nang mapuruhan sa game kontra Georgia.
Mga 1 to 2 weeks pa siguro bago maging okay.
Matapos ang national duty, balik muna sa kanya-kanyang ball clubs ang Gilas players at magsasama-sama ulit sa Nobyembre para sa 2025 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Para sa 1PH, Ian Suyo, News 5.
Ito naman, 3 boxers from the national team flew to Metz, France to train with the Filipina Olympian boxer Nesty Petesio at isa sa kanila, kapatid po ni Nesty. Here's Carlo Pamintuan with that story.
With ABAP and the Philippine boxing team focusing on individualized training, they have decided to fly in 3 boxers from the Philippines to Metz, France for Nesty Petesio and Ira Villegas. One of them is Nesty's brother, Norlan. Knowing it could be her last stint in the Olympics, Nesty is changing things up for this training camp. Instead of sparring with the world's best, she will keep her cards close to her chest by working with 3 Filipino boxers instead. Joining her brother Norlan are Clark Visera and Ronnie Ogaire.
Gusto kong maiwan dito kasi hindi na ako bumabata and yung laro ko before sa mga 20s pa ako, yung bilis ko, tsaka bilis ko ngayon, magkaiba eh. So, kung lagi ako nakikita ng ibang katimbang ko, ibang kalabang ko, mapapansin din nila yan. So, kaya as long as na kung pwedeng sa laban na lang nila akong makita, kaya gusto kong maiwan dito.
Nesty got what she wanted on their first day of sparring as she was beat up and tired at the end of it, but this was exactly what she needed.
Sobrang laking tulong talaga ng mga lalaki kasi yung speed nila, yung bilis talaga, yun yung gusto kong makuha. Yung bilis nila, yung pace nila, hindi ko man sila malampasan. Kahit pa paano, makadikit man lang ako sa bilis na yun yung gusto ko talaga.
Her much bigger brother did not wear head protection, but he might change his mind moving forward as he got whacked with a couple of solid lefts from the Olympic silver medalist.
Dumilim talaga yung paningin ko dun, sir. Totoo. Di ako nagpatama talaga. Tinitignan ko yung gano'n kabilis si ate, yung power niya. May improve pa talaga. More training pa. Tutulungan ko siya para Di man lang sa yung advance kami, pero sana makuha yung gold yun.
For Norlan, there was hesitation to joining this training camp in Metz as he did not want it to appear like a favor for Nesty to have her younger brother by her side. However, there was a need for a taller sparring partner to emulate Nesty's taller opposition in Paris.
Sa akin po talaga, parang ayaw ko po kasi parang pabor po kasi kapatid niya ako, parang may favor po. Pero pinag-usapan namin ni ate na maganda akong ka-training partner niya kasi yung mga kalaban niya matatangkad. Tinitignan ko talaga kung yung mga laro nila kaya ginagaya ko kung paano kami training ni ate Nesty.
Norlan has often said that Nesty's sacrifices in the sport of boxing has sustained their family since he was 7 years old. Now, he has a great opportunity to give back by pushing his ate to her absolute limits. From Metz, France, Carlo Pamintuan.
Alright, time out muna. Marami pa kaming kwento sa inyong mga kapatid. Magbabalik po ang Afternoon Delight.
We need to build our car for combat.
How am I supposed to make that safe?
Who said anything about safe?
The first teaser trailer is out for F1 from Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski. Brad Pitt, Kerry Condon, Damson Idris, and Javier Bardem star in the racing flick, which was filmed in part at actual Formula One events. The checkered flag drops for F1 in IMAX and other U.S. theaters June 27, 2025. Lego's latest Brickbuster video pays tribute to the original Blockbuster. Jaws in a Jiffy is a promo for Lego's film-inspired display set featuring Chief Brody, Hooper, Quint, and Bruce the Shark. The nearly 1,500-piece set includes a tile with Brody's famous line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." Lego does warn fans the set, due out August 6th, does not float. Going fishing in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Alright, nagbabalik po ang Afternoon Delight dito po sa One News. Ako po si Lord De Vera.
Magandang hapon po muli. Ako si Pauline Verzosa.
Alright, a Filipino fisherman is still missing after an alleged Chinese vessel rammed their boat off Subic in Zambales. The details from Mobile Journal, Julie Baiza.
Sira-sira na ang malit na fishing boat na ito nang ma-recover sa dagat na sakop ng Subic, Zambales nitong Martes. Ito ang sasakyan ng magkapatid na Robert at Jose Mondoñedo nang lumayag sila malapit sa Panatag Shoal noong July 3. Ayon sa Philippine Coast Guard, nangingisda ang dalawa nang bigla silang banggain ng isang barko kaya nasira at lumubog ang kanilang bangka. 3 araw na kumapit sa payaw si Robert hanggang sa masagip siya nitong July 6. Pero ang kapatid niyang si Jose nawawala pa rin. Ayon sa Philippine Coast Guard, hindi pa matukoy kung anong barko ang sumalpok sa bangka. Pero sa impormasyon ni Senator Francis Tolentino, isa umanong Chinese commercial vessel na may pangalang Yang Fu ang nang hit and run sa bangka ng mga Pinoy.
Hindi niya sinaklolohan din yung ating mangingisda, tumakas na siya dire-diretso. So identified naman siya, malamang-lamang ito ay commercial vessel. Hindi Coast Guard nila, hindi militia.
Patuloy pang hinahanap ang nawawalang mangingisda. Inilabas naman ng Chinese state media na Global Times ang video na ito ng sira-sira at patay na coral sa ilang bahagi umano ng Ayungin Shoal. Sa ilan pang larawan, kita ang umano'y mga basura sa ilalim ng dagat. Kuha raw yan ang magsagawa ng marine scientific research ang Chinese Ministry of Natural Resources sa Ayungin Shoal. Ang sinisisi nila, ang nakasadsad na BRP Sierra Madre na military outpost ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea. Pinabulaanan ng National Security Council ang paratang ng China. Ang China nila ang nakasisira sa coral sa West Philippine Sea. May hawak daw na ebidensya ang Pilipinas na magpapatunay rito. Maging ang Philippine Navy, tinabla ang akusasyon ng China.
We have to go back to history and check how they reclaimed their current bases in Mischief Reef, Johnson Reef, and the other reclaimed areas. They destroyed the environment. I don't want to dignify their statement. In the first place, history will tell us that they have destroyed the environment in the West Philippine Sea.
Kinumpirma naman ng Armed Forces of the Philippines na nagsagawa ng medical evacuation para sa isa sa mga sundalong nasa BRP Sierra Madre. Sumama raw ang pakiramdam ng sundalo. Pero ayon sa isang source ng News 5, hinarang pa raw ng China Coast Guard ang medevac mission. Hindi nagbigay ng detalye ang Philippine Navy tungkol dito.
We look at it as a successful operation na evacuate natin ang tropa. Whatever happened at the tactical level, we leave it up to the Coast Guard.
Mobile Journal Julie Baiza po. Hatid ang mukha ng balita.
Alright, meanwhile, down south, the news is about flash floods and the Palarong Pambansaw. And for updates, we have One News Cebu Desk. And the Freeman editor, Dale Israel. Dale, go ahead, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Lord and Pauline. Yes, six are already confirmed dead from the flash flood that actually the flash flood in Carmen, Cebu. 10 already were rescued and 7 first there were 7 missing, but now 6 were already found. at the waters of Carmen and Catmon and Camotes Island group. And this happened actually when the heavy downpour in Cebu last Monday, and the group that was on board a pickup truck went to a party at sa Natimauan in Barangay Catmon, and then the rains triggered this flash flood, and the pickup truck was
Dale? Dale, sorry, we're losing the signal, Dale. Hi,
Yes,
Dale.
Lord.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yes. Go ahead, Dale.
Yes. Now, the only ones missing right now is the 15-year-old identified as Mike Stanley Tungal. And according to the Municipal Disaster Management Office, the four of those that were confirmed dead were minors, children, ages between 12 and 11. And then there's a couple also among those fatalities. They're actually newlyweds, and the woman is pregnant. They married last July 6th. Now, the president also mentioned what happened as he learned of the information about the incident in Carmen. He assured financial assistance to the victims of the flooding in Carmen. And speaking of the president, he was there yesterday at the opening of the Palarong Pambansa 2024 in Cebu City. He was at the Cebu City Sports Complex, but Vice President Sara Duterte was a no-show. Even though the Vice President was already in Cebu since Monday, she had a lot of activities from activities of the Department of Education. Actually, the Vice President was already near the Cebu City Sports Complex when the opening happened, but she did not went to the complex. She actually visited this hospital, the Cebu City Medical Center, which is just 800 meters away from the sports complex. She visited this two athletes that were diagnosed with dengue, and she also went to the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño to light a candle and say prayers for, ayon sa kanya, na she was praying for tagumpay ng palaro at kaligtasan ng mga atletang manlalao.
Dale, are you sure that's what she prayed for?
That's according to her Facebook post. But then she also visited or met with suspended Mayor Mike Rama, and Rama was not actually on the guest list of the opening of the ceremonies, although Rama was the one who pushed for the hosting of the Palarong Pambansa in Cebu City.
Dale, sorry Dale, let me interrupt you there.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Statement ba yun? As in, political statement ba yung presence niya with Mayor Rama versus acting Mayor Garcia? Ito ba ay malaking issue dyan? May ibig sabihin ba yun?
Well, Rama remained an ally with Duterte. He actually remained ally with the former President Rodrigo Duterte. And acting mayor was with President Bongbong Marcos in the opening, with Governor Gwen Garcia. And then Mayor Rama was with Vice President Sara Duterte and the brother, the Davao City Mayor Baste Duterte, was also with Mike Rama.
Dale, aside from si Rama, Sara Duterte was also seen with Senator Amy Marcos a day before the Palaro opening. Can you tell us more about that?
I'm sorry?
Si Sara Duterte was also seen with Senator Amy Marcos a day before yung opening ng Palarong Pambansa. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, both Senator Amy and Sara were together in the opening of the National Press Conference, or National Schools Press Conference in Carcar City. And she was also with, Senator Amy is everywhere in Cebu City. I mean, she's around a lot of activities here in Cebu City for the past couple of days. And at the Cebu City Sports Complex, Senator Amy was there for a few minutes before the program started. She was there saying her highs and hellos to people. And that's because Ilocos will be the next host for the Palarong Pambansa. Pauline?
Marami pa tayong gustong itanong kay Dale. Pero, di ba, yung logo ng DepEd nakatapat dun sa church. Pero in theory, kung ikaw secretary ng DepEd, meron kang mas boss, di ba? Pero anyway, wala na nga yun. Pero Dale, sorry kahapon before the opening of the Palaro, we were just talking about the weather, di ba? Yung parang mukhang malaki ang matindi buhos nito. Okay, yung buhos ba na naranasan doon sa mga areas na sabihin natin na may mga talagang na evacuate at apektado talaga ay kasing lakas din ng ulan na naranasan din sa syudad.
Oh, yes. Last Monday, the heavy downpour on Monday, it actually observed all around Metro Cebu, not just in Cebu City. It's probably Cebu City up north, up to Carmen. There's a whirlwind in Liloan, and there's also there's a lot of rock slides, and a highway was destroyed in the southern portion of Cebu Island in Dalaget and Sibonga. So the downpour was all over Metro Cebu. And yesterday, it was really, I don't know if you call it a miracle, but the rains only were felt in the northern part of Cebu City. Right there at the sports complex, there was no rain at all.
Dale?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
There's no rain at all at the Cebu City Sports Complex, and some even joke that it must be one of the prayers of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Oh, sayang. Okay, abangan natin ang mga susunod na pangyayari kasi diyan sa Cebu, Dale at Tita Pauline, nasabi ng iba na diyan daw nabuo yung unit team. If you were to believe some people close to people in power. Pero anyway, Dale, maraming salamat sa iyo.
Daghang salamat.
Yan po mga kapatid, Ayo Bay, Amping, ang One News correspondent natin and editor ng The Freeman, si Dale Israel. Speaking of Vice President Sara Duterte, she has yet to confirm her attendance daw to this year's State of the Nation address. Okay, to tell us more about it, si Tita Marian Enriquez po natin.
Tuloy-tuloy ang preparasyon para sa ikatlong State of the Nation Address ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa July 22. Ayon kay House Secretary General Reginald Velasco, higit 2,000 panauhin na ang nagkumpirmang dadalo sa SONA. 20 million pesos daw ang inilaang pondo para sa pagkain ng mga bisita at mga personnel. Kasama na raw dyan ang almusal, halian, hapunan, pati na rin merienda.
Hindi po ba masyadong mahal yung 20 million para lang sa pagkain?
Hindi. Yung security lang natin, ilang daan na yan, di ba? O personnel natin sa Congress, mga 2,000-3,000 na yan. Then yung guests natin, mga 2,000. So, that's just about the right.
Gaya noong nakaraang taon, bawal uli ang mga statement attire o yung mga kasuotang may kasamang mensaheng politikal. Ang mga hindi susunod, hindi papapasukin hanggat hindi nakapagpapalit.
If you want to protest, there are some areas. This is not the place and the time to express.
Tuwing SONA, imbitado ang mga dating presidente, vice-presidente, Senate President at House Speaker. Pero ang mga dating VP na sina Leni Robredo at Jejomar Binay hindi raw dadalo. Wala pa namang sagot kung pupunta si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, maging ang kanyang anak na si Vice President Sara Duterte.
We are still waiting for confirmation from the Vice President, but we heard word that the office will confirm today whether the Vice President is attending or not. So we will just make an announcement on this as soon as we get confirmation from the Office of the Vice President.
Nasa 47 ambasador naman mula sa iba't ibang bansa ang nagkumpirmang dadalo sa SONA. Kabilang na si Chinese Ambassador Wang Xilian, Wala pang utos kung required na bang kantahin ng bagong Pilipinas hymn at i-recite ang pledge sa darating na SONA. Ang Radio Television Malacanang o RTVM pa rin ang magdidirect. Isasagawa ang final walkthrough at ang huling pagpupulong ng Interagency Committee sa susunod na Lunes, July 15. Sa ngayon, patuloy pa ang ginagawang renovation sa North at South Lobby ng Kamara. Inaasahang matatapos ito sa July 18. At simula July 19, ila-lockdown na ang buong batasang pambansa para matiyak ang seguridad sa magiging ulat ng Pangulo sa July 22. Para sa 1PH, Marian Enriquez, News 5.
And now here is a quick rundown of more stories on One News. The Senate Committee on Women has cited suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Guo in contempt. That's for her failure to attend today's hearing despite a subpoena. Panel Chairman Senator Risa Ontiveros says Guo's arrest order will be out as soon as Senate President Cheese Escudero signs it. In the same hearing, PAGCOR named former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque as the cabinet official who lobbied for POGOs. The Senate Accounts Committee is also resuming its probe on the construction of the new Senate building. Recall that the last hearing saw Senators Alan Peter Cayetano and Nancy Binay in a heated exchange. Binay has since filed an ethics complaint against Cayetano. But Ethics Panel Chair Senator Francis Tolentino hopes there will be reconciliation between the two before hearings for the complaint even begin. Arrest warrants will be served to key drug war figures within the year. That's according to International Criminal Court or ICC Assistant to Counsel Attorney Cristina Conti. Conti also expressed concerns on the appointment of Police Colonel Lito Patay as the new Davao City Police Chief. Patay used to head the Batasan Station in Quezon City, which had the highest number of killings in the first year of the Duterte drug war. And 4 in 10 Filipino adults expect their quality of life to improve in the next 12 months. A recent SWS survey showed 44% of the respondents believing in a better life. Another 44% see no change, 7% think it would worsen, while the remaining 6% did not respond.
All right, thanks to a mix of video games and academics, Filipino-American Gerald Hatch found his way into swimming and never looked back. Now he's proudly representing the Philippines in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Mobile Journal Denise Valdesancho tells us more.
Hindi biro ang makapasok at mairepresenta ang sariling bansa para sa Paris Olympics 2024. Kaya sigurado ang Philippine team for swimming will do their best para sa kompetisyon. Meet the 25-year-old Phil-Am swimmer Jared Hatch, ang ating pambato sa men's swimming sa 2024 Olympics sa Paris, France. Ipinanganak si Jared sa San Francisco, California. Kwento ng atleta, hindi naman daw talaga swimming ang unang hilig niya. Tila, nagpain lang daw sa kanya ng video games ang kanyang mommy noong kabataan niya.
We went to an area with a swim team and my mom wanted me to try it, and she offered me to buy me video games if I were to just try it out for like 2 months or something.
Pero sa murang edad, alam ni Jared na kailangan niyang seryosohin ang swimming upang makakuha ng scholarship at maituloy ang pag-aaral sa kolehiyo.
I think it was my best option to get my education. I graduated from Berkeley in 2021. And I got a scholarship over there, so I was able to get my degree. I'm the first person in my family to go to college and get my college degree.
Ang akala niyang susi lang para sa kolehiyo, napamahal na rin talaga sa kanya. Pero aminado siyang huminto rin noon sa swimming dahil sa mental health problems.
But you put in the work, you work so hard, and I never really took time to figure out who I was outside of swimming. When I got my degree in 2021, I thought I was done forever.
Pero hindi nga doon nagtapos ang swimming career ni Jared. Naituloy niya ito hanggang pag-uwi sa Pilipinas. Siya kasi at si Kayla Sanchez ang na-nominate para punuan ang kota ng Pilipinas sa Olympics under the universality rule.
I got a call from Lonnie Velasco to come back for Paris, and I agreed to it. But as a kid, you just kind of shoot for the stars. You just kind of, I want this, like the craziest goal. And when I started swimming, I was like, I want to go to the Olympics, you know?
Bagamat malaking pagsubok ang pagpasok sa Olympics, hindi raw siya nagpakain sa stress at naniwalang kakayanin niya basta't masaya siya sa kanyang ginagawa.
With this kind of level of competition, it can be stressful. It can like really break you. Yeah. I think a big emphasis is just trying to focus on having fun and just remembering like the feeling as like a kid, you know?
As for his plans after the Olympics,
I'm just taking it day by day. That I just, especially after this year, it's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of energy.
Tulad ni Jarod, let's take it day by day. I-enjoy ang ngayon and everything else will follow. Mobile Journal Denise Valdesancho po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
You're still watching Afternoon Delight here on One News. We just need to pause for a quick break. We'll be back in a bit.
July 10th, 1940. The Battle of Britain begins during World War II as Nazi forces start attacking southern England by air. Just weeks earlier, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill warned his people to prepare for the assault.
If the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
1962. Telstar, the world's first active communications satellite, is launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. 1850. Vice President Millard Fillmore becomes president, taking the oath of office after President Zachary Taylor dies from a sudden cholera attack. 2006. Shamil Basayev, the Chechen rebel leader, is killed in an explosion in southern Russia. He was responsible for some of Russia's worst terrorist attacks, including the Beslan school siege, which ended in a massacre. 1947.
You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant.
Folk singer Arlo Guthrie is born in Brooklyn, New York. The son of folk music legend Woody Guthrie is best known for his song Alice's Restaurant. And 1989.
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
Mel Blanc, the voice of Bugs Bunny and many other Looney Tunes cartoon characters, dies in Los Angeles. He was 81. Today in history, July 10th. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
Back, you're still watching Afternoon Delight. Ako po si Pauline Verzosa.
Ako naman po si Lourdes De Vera.
Alright, experts are hopeful about a new drug that can potentially treat Alzheimer's disease. Here's a story from Mobile Journal, Francis Orsio.
Pagiging makakalimutin, ganyan ang demensya na pangkaraniwan sa mga lolo't lola. Ngayon, may bago ng gamot na makakatulong dyan. Ayon sa World Health Organization, 55 milyong katao sa mundo ang may demensya. 60% ng mga kaso nito ay Alzheimer's disease. Paliwanag ng geriatrician o eksperto sa kalusugan ng mga nakatatanda, karaniwang tinatamaan ng Alzheimer's ay yung mga edad 65 pataas.
And when you say Alzheimer's, nagkakaroon kasi tayo ng tinatawag nating plaques and tangles sa ating utak, no? At medyo kumukonti rin tinatawag nating neurons. Ito yung cells natin sa ating mga utak, no? Na responsable sa pag-transfer ng information from our body to our brain and back to the body. Pag nagkaroon ng mga plaques and tangles, nagiging malilimutin po tayo. And karaniwan po ito sa mga nakatatanda.
Ang good news mula sa United States Food and Drug Administration, inaprobahan na ang isang gamot para dyan. Ito ang donanemab drug o Kisunla, ang binigay na brand name ng US-based pharmaceutical company na Eli Lilly. Base raw sa kanilang pag-aaral, kapag dumami ang isang uri ng protein sa ating katawan na kung tawagin ay amyloid, nagre-resulta ito sa demensya. Kaya pinag-aralan nila ang isang gamot na makakabawas sa build-up ng amyloid na maaaring makatulong para bumagal ang epekto ng Alzheimer's disease. 61 hanggang 84% daw ang napigilan ang pagdami ng amyloid sa pamamagitan ng gamot, bagay na ikinatuwa ng geriatrician.
So ipinapangako ng mga bagong gamot na bago pa lang magiging full-blown dementia, makakatulong na siya na ma-delay yung progression into full-blown dementia. Ibig sabihin, mild cognitive impairment pa lang, limot-limot pa lang ng konti, forgetfulness pa lang, matutulungan na niya.
Sa ngayon, sisimulan pa lang itong gamitin sa Amerika. Pero kahit na wala pa ito sa Pilipinas, positibo ang mga eksperto na sa ganitong pag-aaral, mas mabibigyan ang mga may demensya o Alzheimer's disease ng pag-asa na mapanatili ang kanilang mahalagang memorya. Mobile journalist Francis Orsio po, hatid ang muka ng balita.
At, my God, ano oras? Bilis naman. Ito na ulit ang inaabangan ni One News Defense Editor and Pulitzer Prize winner lang naman na kinwestiyon sa Kongreso pero ngayon mukhang proven right pa rin. Manny Mogato, ang I Saw the Signs, ISAW for short. Anong edition ito, Tita Pau?
Ito, balikan natin. Ito ang mga hirit sa Facebook edition ng I Saw the Signs.
Mga hirit sa Facebook, ano kaya yan?
Ito, bigyan nyo lang ako 1 buwan para mabayaran lahat ng utang ko. O, ito, 1 buwan daw. Literal na moon.
1 buwan baka mo. Okay. Nararamdaman ko na ang ratings natin ay bumababa na rin at daang-daang nalulunod. Next!
Okay, ito. Ayaw mo ba talaga sa akin? Crying emoji.
3 beses pa.
Pwede naman tayo maging magkaibigan.
Gusto ko masigit pa doon.
O sige, simula ngayon magpinsan na tayo. naging pamilya tuloy.
Ang sakit pa rin pala marinig kahit biro lang, no?
Oo.
Next.
Okay, next picture naman. Ito, sa susunod ko na lang hahanapin ang sarili ko. Si Kibuloy muna. Ang reward nga naman kasi 10 million pesos. Next time na hanapin yung sarili niya.
Slow.
Find myself.
Susunod ko lang hanapin ang sarili ko. Okay, kasi may problema sa sentence construction.
Ano ba dapat?
Si Kibuloy muna hanapin ko.
Bago yung sarili ko.
Oo.
Pero basta ang point niya, next time na daw niya hanapin yung kanyang sarili, kung sino nga ba talaga siya.
Akala ko kasi gusto niya mag-stop. Di ba? Next!
Okay, that's our last photo for the day for I Saw the Sights. Pero kung meron pa po kayong mga picture na nakita, please do send that to us on afternoondelighton@gmail.com. Naka-flash po yan sa mga screen.
Kung meron po nag-contribute ng 1 buwan, kung meron po, thank you. Pero huwag niyo na po uulitin yun pa. Please.
Na-trigger ka dun,
Na-trigger ako, I feel attacked.
Alright, and that's Afternoon Delight this Wednesday, July 10. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pauline Berzosa.
Okay, bukas ulit. In the name of unity, kung ayaw nila, tayo na lang. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. pa rin. Ako po si Lord De Vera. Have a delightful afternoon.